All right, the usual question, can you see
Yep, all good.
Notion right?
Yes.
Cool. All right, so first, just a few updates on the development side. So we completed the revamp that was planned for a long time on the Zeta clients. So it's been mostly completed by Dmitry, and we mostly like finished all the planned tasks regarding code quality improvements. And that's a great thing because now we'll be able to push more focus in the team in general into so developing new stuff, new features, and we'll be able to put 100 focus on that. Another important updates, initial staking will push back the completion of the entire feature a bit back. So this also implies deprioritizing simulation tests because simulation test was mostly useful for testing everything regarding the ZR20 staking rewards distribution. We still have the precompiled being audited, so eventually next release we're gonna uh, enable it. But yeah, the entire feature for now will push back and focus on other priorities, completing Solana with joint core, improving the fast observation for inbound with V1 consider. I'm gonna talk about that. And finally, implementing local nets as a first step for SWI integration. Anything on that someone want to talk about? All right.
I was going to mention on the universal staking, one of the things you and I talked about was still rolling out the like precompile work, a lot of like the foundational stuff that was done for universal staking, but not the entire universal staking feature as we originally saw it. So there will still be stuff that's available for devs to use and some potentially interesting use cases around staking through smart contracts that should still go out.
Yeah, what will not be available basically to require more work will be automated ZS20 taking rewards. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, first, just before talking about the priorities, Ton, so it's been in the backlog for a long time now. So if we check, is this one? Yeah. If we take the, it's not here. So we have everything regarding the Epic to integrate to testnet. So yeah, we'll just wait for Dimitri to come back. There is this here I'm working on, and I will work with Dimitri, but outside of that, it's mostly operational things to do. So now with join call, is there anything you want to talk about or present, Stefan, regarding your progress?
Uh, yeah, there is that pull request for the Solana withdrawing call. And also I created a pull request on Node repo, which is draft, but can already be checked with end-to-end test for this. And yeah, the next step, apart from stabilizing that PR, is to add also the SPL version of this function on Solana and Zeta client and end-to-end test. And yeah, then we can also integrate the more complex example like swapping and things like that. But yeah, I think it's going into right direction.
Cool. Sounds good. From the current state of your work, so there you didn't detect any changes that we need to do in the blockchain.
No, there, yeah, in that PR, I just simply changed the test to use Yeah, actually, just using gateway ZVM without any change on the blockchain side. Yeah,
Okay,
so there won't be any.
that's great. Cool. So I think um I'm already lost. Sorry. Yeah, I think the next step could be to try integrating this one into the local net. So Dennis, you finished like integrating the normal withdrawal with Solana. I think we can maybe prioritize reviewing this so we can complete Solana withdrawal and then focus on integrating withdraw and calling the local net so it can already be used. And we can also try like integrating real apps, see how it fits.
Yeah, sounds great. The local net PR is out there. It's a huge PR because I refactored everything, but it's gonna make it easier to add new functionality. So, and it's
Okay.
working with Swap. So let me know if you have any questions, of course.
Yeah, just to note, Dennis, this is for Solana currently, but I'm also working on SPL. It will be similar to this one, but a separate PR. So yeah.
Okay. And did you try with some apps like swap with Jupiter? Did you look into that? How would you make swap with Jupiter if you would use function using Onco?
Yeah, I still didn't try for that. I need the SPL version. I think.
Okay, that use is okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good candidate for local net integration. We can do this week, I think. So yeah.
Okay. I think if we can have full proof of concept on local net that use Jupyter, I think Jupyter is best, the most used aggregator. So proof of concept using Jupyter this week on local net, I think will be on a good track. And another question that I had, I just want to come back to the issue. So there is another thing. Yeah, right now we have the tokens in the gateway that are locked when you make deposits. And we would make like the contract call through the gateway. Did you check if this would involve some security risk? Like the EVM, it's different because we separate the Airstream custody from the gateway. So here, I don't know, maybe there are some principles with Solana where it wouldn't matter because you couldn't trick using tokens from the gateway. But yeah, I think that's the important part we should have some check into. Yeah.
I mean, what would be the
Yeah,
difference? They're both upgradable.
Agree?
They're both going to be upgradable. So what's the difference?
yeah.
I don't.
Currently, we don't have a split on Solana side between custody and gateway, the same way we have on EVM. I think that's the question, Lucas, right?
Yeah.
But
But by the way, do you see my
yeah,
browser screen? Okay. I was wondering. It's not the same.
yeah. I think we discussed this. This is old issue. Uh, Initially, we decided to not split, right? So I'm not
Yeah.
sure if something will change with this, but yeah, we'll consider it as well.
Yeah. I think we should check maybe with security editor.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah. Let's wait for this POC this week, and then we can revisit. But currently seems okay.
Well, another thing that would be important, and so this is for this change we're making for Whisper Call, but we gotta keep continuing improving Solana. Like right now, we don't have the revert handling on Solana. We might add the revert handling. So to test things correctly, we need some upgrade tests. That might be non-trivial. We need to simulate some program on the local net end-to-end tests. So yeah, I talk with you, Tanmay. If you can look at this one, would be great, since it would be totally independent from the Wizard and Call implementation.
Yeah, sure. I haven't looked at it yet, but I can pick it up like this week.
Yeah. Are you currently on some stuff other than the last simulation tests?
Yeah, so I am wrapping up the CCTX tracker implementation for Zeta tools. That should be done today. And the next thing I was planning to pick up is the message remove inbound tracker. And
Okay.
I can pick this up after, but yeah.
Yeah, there's one part of this which is do the upgrade tests for Solana, which we should do, but we don't actually really have a good mechanism in the end-to-end test to like deploy old versions of contracts and then run the upgrade, then deploy the new versions. So it's more of like a architectural problem, I think.
Mm-hmm. I actually don't know how. I actually don't know how we deploy some program on local net, because EVM is very simple. We use like the current dependency that we have. So if you use the previous version, you automatically deploy the previous version of the gateway. But I mean, yeah, if you can look at it that way and you can get some initiation to the Solana code base, that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah, the inbound tracker, I think we can discuss just after. Want to discuss the other task for the milestone. But yeah, if we can start this one this week, that would be great, because there might be some technical complexities we don't expect.
Oh, by the way, before we move on to other topics, I think it would be very useful to have an up-to-date IDL and key pair and SO file and basically everything we need in an npm package. We have an IDL there, but I think it's for testnet, whereas in localnet we're using the same one that we have in the node repo or something. And basically, there are like two different versions, and we don't have key pair and SO. So yeah, we need to
I have this one but it's for Go, not the npm package. But we should like have some sort of we already discussed about that. We need to have some connection between the node repo and pro contracts.
Yeah, I mean, and on the TypeScript local net side, we also need that. Right now, I'm just keeping these
Okay.
files in the local net repo because I can't import it. It's not on npm.
You
So
create
just,
an issue for this one?
I think we have publish gateway as own IDL on npm, the first issue here at the top.
Okay. Okay. And John, I think there are some improvement we can make on tracking the latest version, latest ATL.
I mean, it should just
Okay.
be built automatically on publish, right? Whenever we make a release, it gets published. It gets built and published to npm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not 100% sure about like the reason why I didn't create a PR for this is um, I can't replicate the environment to build a specific IDL that we have in the node repo. So every time I build with Anchor, it gets it produces the one we're using on testnet rather than the one we're using in the node repo.
Okay.
I don't know how we created the one we used.
Like the actual IDL changes, or just the hash and the shared library changes?
Well, the IDL is, I mean, the address in the IDL is different, and also key pair and SO file. Like, I don't know how these got generated in the node repo. I'm sure
So
it's
what do we publish on npm?
the one we use on testnet. The IDL we use on testnet. We don't publish key pair in SO.
Is it like the issue for now with the current Solana like integration we have with Solana?
I mean, it's not a problem. It's just these files are in the
Okay.
localnet repo, and I would prefer to import them from npm, but not a huge deal.
Okay. Yeah, I think let's first make some progress on Wizarding Core and can revisit those issues.
Also, I haven't added SPL support now that I realize to localnet, but I think it's going to be like
So
a
deposit.
Yeah, deposit and call is only for Sol right now.
Okay.
I think we need to merge this one because it's already huge, and then I can add SPL. But I might need help because we need to deploy custom SPL tokens on this Solana local validator. So
Okay. Sounds good. I mean, yeah, Stefan be a bit busy with Train Core, but I mean, feel free to ping on Slack if there are some blockers.
okay.
Hopefully, like with Swede, I will be simpler because in Swede you don't have distinction between the native token and the ERC20, the fungible token like ERC20. All right, let's move on. So now we can call as first big priority. Second one, so improving the observation, doing faster observation. We talked with Charlie, and there is first version that we're considering that is simplified compared to the initial target that we had. So the full version, like the developer ideally they will choose if they want to have their cross transaction fast observed and eventually pay a higher fee. A simpler mechanism will be to determine ourselves if we want to make the observation faster and enabling it only for the simple transfer. So as we talked last time, the main issue is that if you do a cross-chain call, you don't know where you can recover it if it's a double spend from a reorg. So you don't have this issue with a simple transfer, and we can easily determine if you should use fast observation, based on those considerations. So it's not cross-chain call, and it's below some thresholds, so you enable fast observation. I created Epic with some task tracked, and as we talk, Charlie, Chen, I think that would be great if you can take a look at this one this week. I think that's it should be quite trivial to implement it, and let's synchronize later this week. But I think in less than 2 weeks we should be able to complete it.
Yeah, well, go through this. I just took a simple look, and well, we'll look into the details a bit more.
Yeah, I think the only thing, but I don't think we need to discuss this right now. It's to determine the threshold for the value in this CCTX because we need to support any ZERS20. I think simpler one could be using a fraction of the liquidity cap because we set the liquidity cap based on the value of the token. Or fetching like the gas price, the price in the pool. That's solutions. But yeah, we can talk about that.
So the fast calls are not going to be for non-asset calls, right? They're it's only for transfers. Or like
Yeah,
deposits.
if there is crushing call, it's disabled automatically.
So so it's only for deposit, not deposit and call.
Yeah, correct. Deposit and call, it's disabled. It's the same the other way around. So withdraw for withdraw and call, it's disabled because so the outbound you can also have a fast observation.
Okay.
What's the point of making it opt-in?
You mean in the final version?
Yeah, like why do we need
consider
to
final.
change our gateway
And
interface?
this first version, like we basically recover ourselves the cost. If you have a reorg double spend, it's a deficit in the TSS because the TSS mint the token and also don't get the token from the source chain. So it's a cost that we like recover ourselves. If you want a permissionless version where it's recovered automatically, so this need to be recovered by some insurance pool, and so the user would need to pay a fee for fast observation. But they should have a choice
Okay,
if they want to
that's
pay it or not.
the real key version is that's why it needs to be a user decision, is ultimately the user will pay a fee. Okay.
Yeah.
But eventually we're planning to extend this to non-asset calls, right?
Yeah, it's the same. Basically, it's opt-in, so it's up to the developer. So the non-asset call, basically, it's mainly I think smart contract doing that, and so would be like up to the developer to choose if they should they have a way to recover it or not.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and just the first version of this though should be pretty simple. Like I think the first version doesn't even need to change the contract interface because it's really how can we separate out asset only
Yeah,
calls versus message calls and then just across the board accelerate asset only calls so we can be a bit more competitive with other dexes or not when people build dexes on us they can be more competitive in those aggregators and then this more nuanced version would come next.
But DEXs need deposit
that's
and
the
call.
case.
They do for some stuff, yeah, but if someone just wants to like swap I don't know like USDC on ETH for USDC on base or something, right? That swap would happen on us, but then there would be no. It would just be an asset transfer on the external
But
chain.
that's going to go through deposit and call.
Exactly. Not just deposit. You need a message to perform a swap.
Or for inbound, yes, but outbound wouldn't, right? Outbound would just be at the faster speed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that would speed up.
No, I don't know. I don't think anyone cares about the outbound. The only reason outbound observation like matters is us marking it as completed on our chain. Like if it's already spendable on the external chain, who cares?
Yeah,
There
you're
are
right.
consideration for revert handling. But revert handling is only if you make smart contract call, so maybe that doesn't even apply. I mean, yeah, for the final version, there will be some cases, edge cases for outbound. Maybe the simplified version, we don't even need to consider the outbound. We need to see that further.
Well, I
Yeah,
think even on the outbound, I guess it doesn't help users, but it would help us actually send more, have higher throughput because we wouldn't be waiting for as long for different transactions. But that would be more of an internal optimization than actually user benefit. I forgot that they get as soon as it hits outbound, they don't care anymore.
yeah. Also, something I was wondering, like, we have an emergency message to disable it, but actually, you can just make a ZetaChain client hotfix if there is an issue.
I mean,
Yeah, we could probably.
it's not exactly quick to make a Zeta client hotfix. We do probably need a
Yeah.
parameter to
So in
disable.
the
Yeah.
Yeah, the emergency
operational
fix
flag,
would be we can always do emergency pause for just observations, and then we can just set the fast confirmation count to match the same as the safe confirmation count, and it'd be effectively disabled.
Okay, so no chain parameter then. No new chain parameter.
No new
Yeah,
chain
that's a good
parameter.
point. Okay. So yeah, Charlie, Chan, if you can fully focus on this one this week. And for Bitcoin improvement, yeah, I think there are a few things to wrap up, so that should be manageable to do it same time. So the only thing in the Epic, there first this one, I want to know what is the status on that. It's been open for a while. Well, it's been a long time. We upgraded since September.
This one is simple like the to I remove the deprecated config. So before before having SIGNet and testnet 4, we have only one single config in for Bitcoin.
Is it changed in the codes or in the client config?
This is the client.
It's not in the codes to change.
It's in the code.
Okay. It's trigger, right?
This one is straightforward, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we
So
just
yeah,
have to
if you
nag.
can.
We just have to nag all the observer signers to ensure that they have their configs updated, or they will not be observing Bitcoin transactions.
Yep.
Okay, so there is first this to do, like, well, added operation. Yeah, it wasn't clear to me, but yeah, I don't think that's maybe big priority, but maybe if we can wrap this up, that would be cleaner, so everyone has a correct config. I don't know what you think on the website, since we would need to ask the client observers to do that.
Yeah, I mean they're always slow at doing everything, so I guarantee all the observer signers, at least on mainnet, have not made this change yet.
Okay. Yeah, we'll remove it from this one because it's not improvement for Bitcoin usage per se. And so replaced by fee, can you confirm, like, those 3 pairs are the 3 pairs you need for the full features, right?
So actually, I split it into 4 PRs. So first one is data call, the gas fee bumping using stability pool, and then the second is the refactor, which is irrelevant, but makes the feature fit in easily. And then the third one is the implementation, which I will need adjustment today because the data call side changed a bit. So then last one is the E2E test. But before we merge in the refactor one, we can't see the implementation clearly. So ideally, if we can merge the code refactor, then
I
we'll be
think
able to see.
so. This one we reviewed it a lot, so we can. I think it should be ready. I will check this one as well. I think we can manage to merge it. For the third one, I would say let's put aside compared to fast observation. Let's focus on fast observation because
Okay.
the Bitcoin that's that's been taking a long time. I think we have already the idea in place, so we can complete it, but let's just focus on the current priorities for now.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as we like merge the first two.
Yeah, let's merge the first two, like beginning of this week, then focus on situation.
Yep.
Cosmos V50, there were some discussion regarding the printing changes that is brought from the upgrade. Is there anything someone wanted to talk about? Yeah. Okay, if there is nothing, that's fine. My thing is that there's just the issue with the amino message signing. So we just need to check with the full stack team on that. Proof of concept, Panro, did you join the call?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, so
Anything?
probably
Yeah.
it's a longer discussion, but the high level is pretty smooth, and it should be quite a bit simpler than Solana for multiple reasons. And I think we should start working on the local net in the node repo, and also the local net in the perhaps in the developer local net.
I think we should start with developer local net because then we can actually get feedback pretty quick around how it works, and then the protocol feed local net can kind of work in parallel. But I think everyone's tied up with wrapping up the Solana work, and so while that's in progress, we can get developer feedback from the developer local net.
I think that those two can be in parallel because right now there's no withdrawal and call, and we have it will look very different than anything we have so far. So that part will most benefit from the developer feedback the most. For the current functionality, it doesn't really. I mean, there's very limited way to interact with it, so there's not much feedback needed right now.
I mean, you can deposit and call contracts on ZetaChain.
Yes, you can deposit and call, and you can withdraw any coin.
I
And there's
think
a bunch of
personally it still has
administrative.
values. Still have
Yeah,
values to me on LocalNet.
yeah, because
If you
that's
can
any
use.
SUI developer now see how they can use ZetaChain and start building apps from SUI into ZetaChain.
We can do that concurrently. I don't foresee like any major change to the contract itself, so it's not going to block the end-to-end test on the node repo. Again, like the only thing you want to do is to deposit and call, right? So those two things. I don't know what could feedback could improve it or what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for any feedback in that part.
Yeah, I guess they can go concurrently. I think it's just bandwidth wise. If you want to start working on, if you can help Dennis on the developer side, I think that should be higher priority than protocol one because that way BD can start talking to folks and all the other pieces that need to align can start aligning. And then Dimitri's back next week and could help out you on the protocol local net side.
Exactly, yeah.
It's not like it's going to happen in a week anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So what would really help the TypeScript localnet is basically tests, not like full-fledged tests, but just like programmatic way of piecing everything together. Because I took a lot of ideas from the Solana tests, how to set up, how to run all of this. So yeah, like once we have that, that would really help me integrate it into LocalNet.
Yeah. So right now the test in the proof of concept is in Go because it's closer to what we going to eventually use. I imagine the TypeScript or JavaScript clients will be much simpler because there's like auto-generated bindings for Go. There is not. So, but I can help with that.
Cool.
Yeah. So Sui support natively CSS, so it means that the EVM address or TSS can be translated into a address on Sui.
It's native support, so it will just
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Cool. And yeah, if you can publish the contracts, so we use the standard format, that would be great because there is in the same time you're still working on the proof of concept, there is already some work we can do on setting up the CI, yeah, eventual documentation we can look into.
Okay, I think we can move a little faster. The proof of concept is almost done. I'm have all the answers I need there. So I'll transfer the repo to the organization, and add a bunch of documentation, but that's about it.
Okay. And yeah, so as Charlie mentioned, so I think that will be useful to have Dmitry coming back. So I think it will be able to help for the actual ZetaChain integration.
Okay, sounds good.
So the consideration for the milestone, yeah.
Are we gonna call this Sui or Move? Because there are other chains
Sui,
using.
Sui, Sui is a different move. Aptos move is different, so we should call it Sui.
Okay.
I mean, it's same language, but yeah, it's different way of developing a smart contract.
Okay.
The milestone, there are still some cleaning up to make, but yeah, as we talked, and I think we should have this one for next release, so we can remove the trackers when we create one. But so you mentioned you plan to work on this one, right? Are you here, Timmy?
Sorry, what was the question?
So you plan to work on this one you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This one, I think I plan to work on it originally, but I think we can put this aside for now, okay? Compared, I think it's better to focus on so
Okay.
I'll just review. Okay, is there something someone think we should have it for next release at all costs?
I mean, it would be great to have this what is it? Basically, inside message context, when you do withdraw and call from ZetaChain, information about which token is being withdrawn. I think it shouldn't
Okay.
be that hard because it's just like adding more information to an existing struct parameter.
I have issue regarding like the interface. It will be correct interface, I think. So yeah, for there are several like improvements smart contracts. We have someone joining the team soon. Who will be able to focus almost fully on smart contracts. So I would say we wait, and so you can work on those things.
Okay.
I think it's only tracked in protocol contracts. Yeah, well, I will check, but as part of the onboarding, so there will be different issues we can work on and can be a candidate.
Cool.
Right, we have 1 minute left. Is there something to add, or so a bug also we should have a bigger look into?
Yeah, I
We
mean
have
that
many
when you just
bugs.
hovered over there, that issue you just hovered over there, I'd say it happens on 10-15% of ADE runs.
In the regular test.
And the standard end tests.
Is it
If
happening
you scroll over,
since
you can see the errors. There's just it gets reverted because of lack of gas or something like that.
okay. I will take
This might change with the replaced by fee stuff too. I'm not sure. So
I worked with Bitcoin recently to adapt it to V2. Maybe we should check if V2 didn't fix this, but I will have a look at this one. All right, that's it. The setup is starting. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.